Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining here at Unapologetically Progressive. Did you see that disgusting display that Donald Trump put on the other day with Zelensky in the Oval Office? Where not only did he insult the Ukrainian people and the leaders, he tried to rewrite history, claiming that Russia did not start the war in Ukraine, that Ukraine started the war. Basically, by existing, Ukraine started the war. That's what he wants you to believe. It's not what happened, but it's what Donald Trump wants you to believe. He had one of his goons attack Zelensky in the Oval Office because he wasn't wearing a suit. Now here's the thing. They're in the middle of a war. You ever thought that maybe he just didn't have access to a suit? Or maybe he didn't want it to seem as if he was above the people of Ukraine by wearing a suit? You know, he even stated that, yeah, he could have worn a suit. It may not have been as nice as the suits as the other suits in the room, as he mentioned. But who cares what the man was wearing? His country has been invaded by an imperialistic power. And Donald Trump is just bending over and doing whatever Vladimir Putin tells him to do. And people think that's okay. I, for one, do not. I do believe this war needs to end. But you know how this war ends? Russia leaves. The peace that Russia wants and the peace that Trump wants is Russia getting all of Ukraine. The Russians have made it clear they want several cities that they haven't even gotten to during this war. Russia hasn't made very many land advances into the Ukraine. Their hope is that the people in Ukraine will just capitulate and say, okay, we're Russian now. That's what they're expecting. They feel that that's what they're going to get out of all these bombings of civilians. I think it's absolutely grotesque what is going on in Ukraine and how Donald Trump is treating it. Acting as if Zelensky started it. That somehow Zelensky is a dictator because they haven't held elections yet. If I remember correctly, his term was to end, I believe, the end of 2024 or early sometime this year. But the parliament in the Ukraine has said that they cannot hold elections until after the war is over. Maybe it has something to do with the security of the elections. Maybe it has to do with the security of the people being scared that they're going to get blown up if they go out to vote. So the things that Donald Trump is doing to these people to the people in Ukraine is disgusting. He told Zelensky that Zelensky's not holding any of the cards. How is Zelensky not holding any of the cards in this particular metaphor? It's their country. The entire world should be supporting Ukraine right now, including the United States. The fact is, we've allowed Donald Trump to become president of this country. He anointed himself king last Friday. And now he's trying to tell other people that they have no business to run their own country, that they don't have a right to defend their country. And according to other research that I have seen, Vladimir Putin broke a treaty to do the invasion of Ukraine. A treaty that said Russia would not invade them. And that if they gave up, and then the United States, of course, and Russia said that there would be defense security guarantees if Ukraine gave up the nuclear weapons that they had when the Soviet Union fell. But none of this is happening anymore. We're going to let Ukraine, is simply going to be taken over by Russia. It's going to become Russia because there's no way for the Ukrainians to keep fighting back. Because Donald Trump, as of this morning, got rid of all funding to Ukraine. Even though a large majority of that funding was humanitarian aid to help people be fed and clothed and things like that. But not anymore. That's all gone. In fact, they want to claim we've sent some $300 billion in military aid to Ukraine, but we haven't. The total package of goods has been roughly $180 billion. But you break that down between military aid, infrastructure aid, and aid for food, and the military stuff. No, it doesn't add up. But the fact is, the war does need to end. But I believe the war ends by Russia leaving. I don't believe the war can end with Russia taking cities that it hasn't even advanced into. I don't believe anything that Russia has not, taken should be up for negotiation. But I guarantee you, if I was president, this isn't how this would be going. Unfortunately, it's what we have, and it's what's going to happen. And to the people of Ukraine, I'm absolutely sorry. America has let the world down by electing a fascist dictator. And I'm sorry to the rest of the world. Anyways, I'll see you down the road.